this chapter, we talk about what activates our longevity pathways. And in this chapter, we talk about adversity, something we have done for thousands of years and we have forgotten in our modern society because we're getting more comfortable. And the more comfortable we get, the faster we age, and the faster we get age-related diseases. So, by putting ourselves through adversity, short stressors such as sauna, cold plunge, exercise, calorie restriction, fasting, we can actually tap into these activation of our longevity pathways. And we know now, we have the science that it actually helps on a cellular level to make it better and stronger. This process is called hormesis. To translate it, what doesn't kill you makes it stronger. Short stressors, the body has to respond to it and becomes better and stronger. Okay, so the first one is sauna, which has been around forever, and it has great anti-aging benefits and health benefits because it activates the heat shock proteins in our cells, and they have, believe it or not, protective properties of our cells. And then we know it's great for relaxation and stress reduction. It's great for circulation, blood circulation, because it's a vasodilator, opens up your blood vessels, which is good for cardiovascular health. Great for detoxification, yes, because a lot of our toxins are stored, on our skin, on the inside and the surface of the skin. And when you sweat, everything gets pushed out. Also, yeah, great for skin cleansing because of that. You might also experience great sleep because those short stressors help you with sleeping better and feeling better. Also increases metabolism because, for the simple reason, when the body is working so hard to cool you down, it takes a lot of energy, so it burns a lot of energy and speeds up the metabolism. And of course, when you have muscle aching, muscle pain, like a hot bath or hot sauna is the best. Then we have the cold plunge, which is quite the opposite. And this one promotes hormesis, which we just talked about. What doesn't kill you, make it stronger. All those short stressors you put your body through, the body responds to it, has to adapt to it, and it makes you better and stronger. And that's why when you go in a sauna or in a cold plunge, the more often you do it, the easier it gets, because the body adapts to it through this hormesis process. Also great for circulation. Cold is the opposite. It constricts your blood vessels. So that's why it's great when you go back and forth between cold plunge and sauna, because it helps you with like constricting and opening. And that is really good for your heart and makes you feel good, and you can sleep like a baby. Also activates autophagy, which is the recycling of senescent cells, which we talked about prior. Great for reducing inflammation. That's why a lot of athletes are using it after a tough match or activity. However, studies also have shown that it is important to have some degree of inflammation after workout, because that helps to build muscles. So the studies have shown that if you work out and right after the workout you go into a cold plunge and reduce the inflammation, you actually lower protein synthesis. Also great for muscle repair and recovery, especially if you're inflamed. And this one also increases metabolism and calorie burning. Okay, so let me put this in perspective. If you are in the cold plunge for about 10 minutes, you burn about 300 calories. And anybody that knows how much it takes to burn 300 calories, it's about 30 minutes on a stepper or on a stairmaster. And it takes a lot of effort to burn that. And so if you expose yourself into cold for a certain amount of time, the body is using so much energy trying to keep you warm. And if you're in a fasted state, then you can actually burn fat. You literally burn fat because the body needs the energy from somewhere. And if you're in a fasted state, your glycogen storage is depleted, you have no glucose floating in your blood, then the body is forced to take it from the fat cells. It also improves your mood and mental well-being because it releases endorphins. Also, enhances immune function, and you get crazy energy. Anybody that has tried a cold plunge before, the energy you get from that and the alertness is out of this world. And that's because of the adrenaline that gets released. And yeah, when I did my last cold plunge, I had so much energy. I already went to a workout that morning, and then I went home, I cleaned my entire apartment, and then I still had so much energy. It was 7 at night, and I went back for another cardio session for like an hour, because that's how much energy I had. It's insane. Coffee or any pre-workout doesn't even come close to putting yourself in a cold plunge and receive that alertness and energy through adrenaline. Next one is exercise. Exercise activates mTOR, which we already know, which we need for protein synthesis, which is cell growth, recovery, regeneration. So after an exercise, mTOR activation is essential. Without that, you wouldn't build muscle or recover. And then there's a amazing phenomena called the telomere maintenance. So the telomere, as we know, is the protective cap of our chromosome, like at the end of our DNA. And it keeps the chromosome or the DNA, protected. And we used to measure aging according to the length of the telomeres. The shorter telomeres, the shorter your life. It almost looks like the shoelaces. And so when you exercise, it activates telomerase, which are enzymes that maintain and keep your telomere healthy, and you can even elongate it. And that's why people that do sports generally look younger and fresher. Also great for inflammation. Remember, we need some inflammation. Only the long-grade chronic inflammation is unhealthy. Short inflammation is needed, especially for building muscles and recovery. It also stimulates antioxidants defense, also activates AMPK, which is the master switch for our energy pathways. Remember, when energy drops, AMPK gets activated through AMP and ATP saying, hey, we're low on energy, get some energy. And then AMPK is the master switch that can get that energy from your fat, from glucose, from your glycogen storage, wherever it's needed. And also another phenomenon, mitochondrial biogenesis, which is where the body literally makes new mitochondria. The mitochondria is the powerhouse, the battery of our cells. And without that, we couldn't live. And we have trillions of those, throughout our body and our cells. And they manage ATP, our energy. So when you exercise and you go for a run, you will experience the more you run, the longer you can run. And that's because the body, creates new mitochondria that help with energy. And that's why you get in better shape, each time you train or you go for a run. And that's the adaptation process. And then we have calorie restriction. Increases lifespan. Yes, if you restrict your calories by about 20%, all the animal studies have shown lifespan extension of 20%. And that, of course, slows down the aging process. And let me explain why. When the body has more energy for healing, for other essential processes in the body, instead of digesting food. Because here's one thing people don't realize. The biggest stressor we put in our body every single day is digesting food. It takes a lot of energy to turn that chicken into the smallest particle amino acid to go through the entire system and have a bowel movement and subtract all the essential nutrients from that chicken or whatever food it is. So we don't think about that because it's normal, but it takes a lot of energy. And so when you eat less calories, or even like fasting or restrict your fasting window, then of course the body has more energy available for other important functions. And that slows down the aging process. Yes, it also activates AMPK because calorie restriction, equals also, less energy. So the body is forced to get energy from somewhere else. And since AMPK is that master switch, it gets activated. And we already know that AMPK has a lot of great benefits for anti-aging. And then the next one is it also stimulates our sirtuin pathways, which are the sirtuin proteins, which are the immune system of our cells. They regulate DNA repair, signaling, healthy aging. In a nutshell, they keep our cells healthy. And if our cells are healthy, then of course we age slower and we keep those age-related diseases away. It also enhances metabolic health, reduces oxidative stress, and reduces chronic inflammation. That's because, the body has more energy available to heal. And as it activates those longevity pathways, on top of that, the body can repair itself. Have you ever thought about that? When you have a flu, when you're sick, you're not hungry. And for the simple reason, because Mother Nature already has that installed, that when we are sick, we're not hungry, we don't eat. And that's why it's not good to force feed yourself, because the body needs that energy to heal and repair rather than digesting food. And that's why you're not hungry when you're sick in bed. So the body can use all that energy to get you back on track. And then fasting, there's different kind of fasting. There's, intermittent fasting, there's 24-hour fasting, 3-day fasting, 4-day. People, fast even 7 days. And that's when the body really has the opportunity to reset itself, to really heal, because there's no interference, with any nutrition that comes in. And that is also a stressor, in a controlled manner. It improves insulin sensitivity, which is great because a lot of people have sort of like insulin resistance, or where the body doesn't make enough insulin to take care of the glucose. And we already know that high blood sugar is related to fast aging and to many diseases. And then also fasting is great for weight loss. It burns fat like there's no tomorrow. I promise you, try to fast for 3 days straight, just water fast, go in the sun, because you need the sunlight for methylation. And you're gonna, in 3 days, you can burn about, 10 or 12 pounds. And yeah, there might be some muscles too, but mostly fat if you do it the right way, especially if you know what you eat before you entering the fast, and also how to end it. And then we have enhanced autophagy. Absolutely, fasting is law number one when it comes to autophagy. That's when the body really can get rid of the senescent cells, which we also talked about prior, which are those zombie cells, taking up space and interfering with healthy cell function. And so when they get recycled, they're going to be part of the society again, and they contribute to health. And we have the reduction of chronic inflammation. We also know, if there's no glucose, no blood sugar, no elevated blood sugar in the body can, get rid of chronic inflammation. And also, as we said, for cardiovascular health, brain health, it activates those brain-derived neurotrophic factors, also known as PDNF, which is almost like the fertilizer for our brain. So even our brain is getting healthier and repairing itself. And it has shown in every single animal studies, when you do calorie restrictions or fasting or both, you increase your lifespan, period. And that's because, you tap into those longevity pathways, which is nothing else than, like I said, we used to do for thousands of years. But now in modern time, we have forgotten it. And now all we do is we just go back to our old habits, to put ourselves through adversity. Because remember, the fastest way to age is the pursuit of comfort. The more you pursue comfort, the faster you age, literally. And that also comes with age-related diseases. So don't be comfortable. Don't tell your grandma to stay in, never be cold, never be hot, always be comfortable, because that's the fastest way to shorten her life. Get out there in the cold for like 10 minutes. Be cold, or go, in the sauna, or expose yourself to heat for like, 5, 10 minutes. And you will see that process, hormesis, is amazing because the body has to react to it and has to adapt to it. And that's what we're doing here in longevity and anti-aging, to rediscover our old forgotten essentials. All right, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one, because in the next chapter we talk about longevity supplements. Here we talked about the longevity pathways, how to activate the longevity pathways through adversity. But the good news is you can also do that. You can activate them without calorie restriction, without fasting, without cold plunge. We actually have supplements where you can do that as well, and they're just as fine. But if you do both combined, adversity and those longevity supplements, which I do, then you get double the benefits. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.